Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We apologize for the tardiness. Um, Basically, we were at C2E2 today, and we are fresh from the con. We smell like con. That's how fresh we are from the scene. So we appreciate you waiting so long. I do have Carmen in the office with me, so it's going to be really loud. And shit happens. And this evening, we are very lucky to have with us Mr. David M. Ewalt, who writes about technology, games, space stuff, and other geeky stuff. And that's just a really shitty intro. So I'm going to let David introduce himself and tell us a little bit more about this business and what he does.
I think that was a pretty good introduction. That works for me. Yeah, I mean that's what I do. I'm lucky enough that I started out being a gamer and a tech nerd and into fantasy and all kinds of stuff, and now it's sort of what I do for a living.
Lucky you, right?
Yeah, right. Not bad.
So of course we have with us tonight Miss Pixie, returning champion. Hello, darling.
Hello.
I want everyone to say in chat how awesome the blue hair is because I'm loving it.
Yeah, that was a awesome changeover. I still think there should be some purple in there somewhere. Solidarity, Miss Pixie. What's up?
Solidarity.
That's getting very possessive on an
I am
level.
possessive of my peeps, right?
OSHA might have a problem though if you're like dye your hair or color or dye. Yeah, we do have Echo.
Yeah.
We apologize. We're both in this motherfucker.
Yeah, you guys are not union, so you don't get to tell me nothing.
Well, that's
But
that.
I love it. It looks great. It looks awesome. I'm impressed because we talked and you said, I don't know, I have to check it out before I display it because I tried to get her to give me a sneak peek, but it wasn't happening.
Nope.
But David, what do you think? You think it's smexy over there? That color?
I like it. Yeah.
Awkward.
You know,
Incredibly awkward.
No, I'm leaning forward because like on video, I'm trying to get like the different hues and stuff, and like
It's very midnight blue.
it is
Yes.
right. It's a really good color. It doesn't show up great on video, but I think it's got some good depth to it.
And it's not something that you would see every day, right?
Yeah. No, I dig
And
it.
it definitely does not look like a wig, which sometimes you'll see people wearing wigs that are that bright, vibrant. And I have to say, I don't know if my hair could take that color. So you're pulling it off, sister. Looks good.
Thank you.
I might have an issue with wearing some caps after an issue with dye like that. And my daughter would be utterly embarrassed, which makes me want to do it even more. That's my job.
All right, so we got a few questions here for Mr. Ewalt. If you don't mind, David, I'm just going to kind of pick your brain.
Sure.
Not zombie style, but I'm going to get in there. So can we talk a little bit about your educational background, your degrees and whatnots?
Well, I went to school for, I studied anthropology was my degree, which, really isn't too applicable anymore. But what I did in school was I was the editor of my school paper. And so that's what got me started writing. And, I wrote a lot of that.
paper nerd.
I was totally the paper nerd. I was editor of the school's alternative paper. So we were we were not just the paper nerds, but we were the nerds who thought that we were like Hunter S. Thompson. We were the cool alternative nerds.
Oh, wow.
There is such a
Does
thing.
that include drugs? Or just...
Yeah, it
Oh,
does.
fantastic.
Well, it's college.
Even
What do you, but so yeah, I studied anthropology, and mostly what I really majored in was running the paper, and because I was also kind of a computer nerd, and had just like been playing with computers for a long time. When I graduated, I knew that I wanted to go into journalism. The first job I got was working for a computer magazine, just because they were like, well, how to turn a computer on. Why don't you come and write about this? Because nobody else knows how to. So that was, how I got started in journalism, and so I
Those are
started
some
writing tech
credentials
stuff.
right there.
You'd be surprised, like how far you
Chat
can
just
get.
asked
Just like
David. David, are you a lady of the round table? He is a welcome gentleman of the table. I think.
I will be a
He is
gentleman.
Lord
If you'll
Nation,
make me an honorary lady, I'll take that too. Yeah.
Well, guys, we have changed a little bit of our branding, and for the gentlemen out there, if you guys haven't checked our Twitter or seen our new logo, LORT Nation is where the guys roll with us. All right, they ride high and hard And like Bones likes to say,
this is
I'm
not
about to go
veering
there.
away from awkward right now.
I'm about to go there. Like Bonks likes to say, we are not bashing balls unless it's for XP. So, come on, guys. You can get on this train. It's all wrong, I know.
This is all going to be taken out of context.
And that's how we love it. You got to watch the show to understand what we're talking about.
Carmen's just randy because she was a C2E2. She's all revved up.
I'm a little tired, yeah. But it was great. It was awesome. Put everybody to work.
Okay, so David, I'm going to talk to you. One more question about Dyson Men. This is a fabulous title. The story of D&D and the people who play it. What drove you to write this? How did you know that was what you wanted to do?
Well, I played a lot of role-playing games when I was a kid. I discovered Dungeons and Dragons when I was about 10 years old. Played that and other RPGs, through my whole childhood. High school, was one of the things that I did with my friends all the time. It was, what we did on weekends and how we related to each other. And then stopped playing when I went off to college and didn't play for a long time. And then after I graduated from college and I got this job in journalism and I'm writing about the tech world, I started writing about video games just because I was a gamer, and it was like, wow, if I have the opportunity, I can write about a video game, I'll do that. And when I was meeting people in the video game industry, I'd meet like designers and executives at these companies, and I'd ask them, well, what made you want to go into the video game business? What made you want to make games for a living? And over, they said to me, oh, I played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid. And so it got me thinking. I was like, there's something to this. I used to love this game, but there's obviously more to it than just, oh, this is a cool, fun game. Like, this is a really influential and important game. And so I started digging into the history of it and looking at, where it came from and discovering, the effect that it had on the people who played it, but also the way that it really, gave birth to the modern video game industry and how it invented a lot of the archetypes and tropes and stuff that we see, not just in gaming, but in fantasy. And a lot of our modern pop culture and TV shows and things like that really owe a debt to D&D. So that's what convinced me, I got to write about this history and share it with people.
I totally agree with you. I feel like especially D&D really added a real storytelling element to gaming. And really gives you that depth and that what we have now, just getting completely immersed in a campaign or a plot. So I would definitely agree with you on that. So it's very cool to think about it. I don't think everyone sees it that way.
Yeah, a lot of people. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I think that a lot of what we call lore stems from the original RPG or D&D that most of us have played or still play, and then became developers or comic book artists or anything of the imaginary sort in our industry.
Yeah, it's funny, you can look at sort of there's direct things like ideas just like the cleric. If you play a video game and you're playing